what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the Chatting with Cheese podcast. I'm your host, Fat Cheese, and y'all already know the motto, no gimmicks, only the real. And as y'all can see, I'm in another location, so y'all already know what bag I'm in. And this youngin' I got sitting here with me today, if you into high school basketball in the DMV, he don't need no introduction. But if you're not hip to him, you gotta get hip because young and special. So what I did was, right, I normally remember the accolades off the top of my head to say, you know what I'm saying, before the interview stopped, but he got so many, I had to make sure I wrote them down. So I want you to let me know if I miss anything.
Got
So
you.
first team all circuit, 3 SB, all circuit defense, 3 SB, first team all WCAC, Washington Post second team all Met, 1,500 career points, 300 assists, 300 rebounds, first team all state, McDonald's All-American, ranked 46 on ESPN Top 100 Class of 2026, and is currently ranked by 247 Sports the 9th best point guard in the country and the 5th best overall player in Virginia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm here, and I have the honor and privilege of welcoming on my platform Darius Bivins. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. Happy to be here.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you having me.
So for the people who don't know who you are, introduce yourself to the folks, man.
My name is Darius Bivins. I go to Bishop O'Connell, committed to St. Mary's, class of 2026. I'm a point guard.
And before we start this interview, I want to give a shout out to my boy Elias, Emerging Champions. I know when you see this, you're going to remember when we was sitting at the WCAC playoffs, I told you I was going to lock it in, and we getting it done, man. So shout out to you for trying to throw that alley-oop, man, and we made it happen.
Yes, sir.
So the interview was supposed to be a couple weeks ago. You know, we had some things to work through.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm actually kind of glad that it ended up being a little postponed because now you are officially committed to college.
Yes, sir.
Headed to St. Mary's University. So a lot of the players in your class made their college decision either before or during the season, but you took your time and committed just a few weeks ago. Why was it important for you to stay patient with such a major decision, and what ultimately made St. Mary's feel like the right fit for you?
For me, I'll just say like the transfer portal, like the new game they call it. Like it's just everyone trying to look in the portal. So for me, I wanted to wait a little bit, see like what the rosters were looking like with the transfer portal, who people got in the portal, stuff like that. So I was just being patient, taking it day by day, talking with my dad, like my inner circle, my agent, just trying to figure out what the best fit was. And then when it came down to it, St. Mary's, the opportunity they had for me to go in and play right away, be myself. They were very transparent with me, so I think that was the biggest thing. Like for me, I wanted to play right away, and they were able to, offer that. Obviously I gotta get stronger, keep getting better and stuff like that. But I feel like the opportunity for me to go in there and play right away is huge.
Yeah, did it coming down to crunch time? Was it kind of like a tough decision, or it felt like this is where I'm supposed to be at?
I think it was definitely tough. But like when I really sat down and thought about like what I wanted and like talked to people like that helped me out with the whole recruitment process, like it kind of made sense to go to St. Mary's. So
Absolutely. So you're going to be playing under Mikey McConnell, somebody who played point guard at St. Mary's and even won WCC Player of the Year. What are some things you feel you can learn from him, and how much of a role did he personally play in your decision to commit there?
He played a huge role, honestly, because he played point guard back in the day, like you said. So me just going in there, learning from him. He's actually shorter than me, so I'm sure he has a few like tips. He could give me some secrets that he used to use. So just me going in there, like learning from him, like you said, WCC Player of the Year. Played in the G League, played overseas, had a great career. So he could definitely, teach me some things. Like I said, he's shorter than me, so I'm definitely, looking forward to, learning from him, seeing, what kind of things he did back in like when he was playing, and try to add it to my game.
Absolutely. Did you get a chance to like check out any film of him or old clips and things like that?
Nah, definitely. He was nice. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I seen him, I was like, oh, he probably saw it. But like when I actually like watched some of the stuff, I was like, oh yeah, he nice.
That's good.
He
That's
nice.
what's up. So what do you feel Darius Bivins is going to bring to St. Mary's, not just from a basketball standpoint and also a skill set on the court, but also a person and a teammate off the court?
I just think like a nice, chill guy. Like I feel like with my teammates, like I build real good relationships with them. Just there, like, go hang out, off the court, and then on the court, obviously, like I'm gonna be a competitor. Like one of the things I pride myself on is just getting a win. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. I think they're getting a winner. someone who can, pass the ball, real good point guard. But really, my main goal going in there is just to use all the resources they got and try to win as much as possible.
Absolutely, man. So shout out to St. Mary's University. Yeah, I think y'all get in the gym. I told him off camera, and I don't mind saying it on camera. I think his game is going to translate very well to, you know what I'm saying, the next level. And I rock with his game a lot. So I think
Appreciate you.
y'all got a good one. So we gonna go back a little bit because that's what I like to do. Normally I lead the college stuff in the middle, but being as though you just committed, I wanted to touch on that. But we gonna take it back a little bit. So at what age did you realize you were really good at basketball, and when did you start thinking it could become a career for you?
I would probably say my ninth grade year. I was playing up 16s for AAU, and we actually won 3SSB that year. And then like I really like realized like I could compete with like all the top players in the country. And Coach Doug, my AAU coach for 3 years, he really like instilled that confidence in me. And I feel like once I got that confidence, like I realized like I could really do this. Like obviously, stayed humble, like got to keep working like at all costs. Like, and I really like for me, I want to get better. Like that's something I want to do, and I feel like getting that little bit of success like really helped me because like I wanted to feel that success again, so that motivated me to keep working, keep going, and then like I really loved the game. Like that's when I like realized like this is what I want to do. So I think after winning that 3SSB championship and feeling that little bit of success, like it really motivated me to keep going. And like I feel like whenever I'm in the gym, like I'm having a good time. So like it's really like my passion. So I think after that, like I realized like I want to do this.
Is there a particular moment that might stick out that say when you realize like, okay, I got something here as far as, because you said ninth grade, that's kind of like a little later. Normally some people might say, I figured it out when I was 11, not, but you said in ninth grade, so you was a little developed a little bit. So
Yeah.
is there specific moments you could say you remember back then that you could say, this one it started clicking for me?
I think just that whole week, like while we was down there, because it was a week-long tournament.
Yeah.
And like I actually had like a really bad game my first game, but it was a showcase game, so like it didn't count. But like once we got into bracket play and we started winning, I was just hooping, like just playing carefree, all that type stuff, and that's when it kind of just hit me. Like I was having fun out there,
Yeah.
and that's when I was like, yeah, like this is what I want. Like that, it was that moment where I was just having fun, hooping, chilling with the guys. Like we had a great bond. It was definitely that moment.
Absolutely. So I like to do my research when I'm interviewing somebody, make sure that I get cross all my T's, dot all my I's. So you talked about being a military kid and moving around a lot growing up. How important were your parents as a support system while having to adjust to new environments?
Everything, man. Honestly, like my dad, my mom, like just them being there, like being able to talk to them, them helping me out with basketball has definitely been, amazing. I feel like the way they raised me, like very social. So I feel like when we moved different places, it wasn't really like a struggle for me to like meet new friends or, do all that type stuff. And I feel like basketball also helped me like just like create new bonds. Like basketball brought me some new friends and stuff like that. But my parents being there definitely means a lot. Like they helped me so much. I wouldn't be here today without them. So they definitely played a big role in that.
Absolutely. And at the games, are they rah-rah or are they more chill? I'm gonna let
Nah,
him do
yeah,
his thing.
super chill, super chill. Like my mom, she might cheer a little bit, like woo, but she chill. And my dad normally sit like with like one or two guys, just be chilling. Sometimes
Yeah.
he'll be like, "Hold your follow through" or something like that. But like he don't ever be screaming or nothing like that.
Absolutely. Shout out to moms and pops, man. Y'all raised a good kid, a real good kid. So you mentioned you got to the DMV in the sixth grade, correct?
Yes, sir.
And have been here ever since. What role has the DMV community played in shaping your basketball journey?
Huge role, honestly. Like again, I don't think I'd be here without the DMV. I feel like us moving from Cali is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Like just the hooping environment and stuff like that. Like it was real big to me. High school and then even like in sixth grade, like it was just like the competitiveness. Like it was something different. So me coming out here, like I feel like everyone's dogs. Everyone can hoop. Like it got the best basketball in the world. So just playing, competing against all these guys for like the past like 7 years been amazing. And I think it's really helped me like develop as a player, as a person, and just like me developing mentally.
Absolutely. Would you say when you think about DMV basketball that makes it different from others, would you say what's something that sticks out to you? Is it like physicality, level of competition? What is it about the DMV scene that sticks out to you?
I think physicality for sure, and it's like the amount of like hoopers we got here. Like everyone can hoop. Like I feel like it's like a basketball culture, area. So I feel like everyone take basketball super serious here, and like the physicality, like the level, like the high level of play, like everything separated for me.
That's dope. Yeah, I always say that. I think DMV got the best hoops in the world. I
Yeah,
think sports, period, but that's just
facts.
me. But when it come to basketball, I don't think it's too many areas that can mess with DMV
Yeah,
and
nah,
hoops.
definitely,
So
definitely.
I talked about your accolades before we started. So you've had an incredible career at Bishop O'Connell. Like I said, 1,500 points, all WCAC, all state, McDonald's All American, and more. Going into your senior season, what kind of impact did you want to leave on the program before moving on to the next level?
I just wanted everyone to like kind of like look at my work ethic and take it like just get in the gym every morning in the off season, like before school started, 6 a.m. Getting shots up in the morning before games, like stuff like that. I wanted to show people like how to work, and then just like leave like a statement like winning. I wish we would have won a championship, obviously, but I feel like there was a run we had where we was like 12-0 and then dealt with some injuries, so season didn't like really go how we wanted to from there. But I think just like winning and like working, like I feel like I helped some kids get in the gym that didn't normally get in the gym like that. But I feel like that's one thing I did leave. Like people saw like how hard I worked, and I feel like they kind of like used that and added it to their own gap, like their own game. So that's definitely like the two things I wanted to leave there, like just like a winning culture and like working hard like type culture, like getting in the gym, like all that type stuff. So
If you had to say what's something you gonna miss about your high school career now that it's came to an end?
man, honestly, like just like the bonds I built, honestly, like with Coach, the players, like, and it's like the high school environment, like walking around the halls and stuff like that. Like it was real cool. Like it was a lot of fun, I would say. The student sections, like playing a big game, then going to school the next day. Talking to everyone about the game, like that was smooth. And then just like I said, the bonds I built, like
Absolutely.
I got real close with my teammates, over the past 2 years at O'Connell. And definitely gonna miss the young guys. And then this year we only had two seniors, me and my guy Justin Edwards. So just leaving all the underclassmen, younger guys, behind, gonna be definitely sad. But I'm ready for the next chapter as well.
Absolutely. So, looking back at your senior season, what are some moments you'll always remember? And is there anything you wish you could have done differently?
I would definitely say the Bahamas. We went to the Bahamas, like that was just an amazing trip. Off the court, like just going to the water park, chilling with the guys, building bonds. But I think like all the trips in general, like just being in a hotel, like off the court stuff, like I feel like that's what made the season like fun. Like obviously the on the court stuff was amazing, but like off the court we built bonds that'll last forever and memories that'll last forever. One thing I wish I could have done differently is probably kill like every game. Like sometimes like I would be in my own head about missing shots or turning the ball over. Like I wish I could have just killed like one game. I know I had like Gonzaga. I had like 38 I think in the four overtime game. And it was just like something like click. Like I just took over. I didn't care if I was missing or none. Like I was gonna do whatever it took to win. So I wish I just kept that mindset the whole year. And like if I miss 5 shots in a row, like I'm gonna shoot the next one. Like I made the last 5 in a row. So I think that's like the biggest thing I wish I would have done. Just like not cared about the last play. Like not ever get in my head and just like keep going.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. I was telling them off camera, I was so mad at myself. I ran late to that Bishop O'Connell Gonzaga game, that first round of the playoffs, man. And I'm walking in the gym, and all I'm hearing is the first game went to 4 or 5 overtimes. I'm like, oh my God, man. But yeah, I definitely was able to see the clips, and you definitely went off on that one. So that's one on me, I wish that I was able to catch live. But what is the biggest difference? Hold on, before I ask this question, to let everybody out there know, we are sitting in Alexandria City High School. Darius was here. Was it your freshman and junior year?
Freshman and sophomore.
Sophomore, freshman and sophomore. Okay, freshman and sophomore year. Then he ended up moving on to Bishop O'Connell. What was the biggest difference that you noticed going from public school basketball to playing in the WCAC at a private school?
I would just think the level of like play, like it's definitely stepped up. Like everyone recruited to go to WCAC. It's all the best players. I feel like in the DMV, like they pretty much go to WCAC schools. Obviously the other conferences are really good, but I think the WCAC is like the top conference. But the biggest difference for me that I seen was probably just the shot clock and like the speed of the game. Like it was super fast. The shot clock made teams play faster. Here in public school we didn't have shot clock, so it was a little different. But definitely like the level of play, like the shot clock and the speed of the game. Those were like the three biggest things that I've seen, and then the physicality as well.
Okay.
It was kind of like for me. I feel like it's gonna be like going from public school to private school is gonna be like from me going to high school to college.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just like the speed of the game, the physicality. Those I feel like are gonna be the biggest adjustments, and then obviously like skill wise, it's a little bit above it. So I feel like that's the biggest thing.
So if you don't mind me asking, how did Bishop O'Connell start recruiting you to come there?
So Coach Doug is, I mean, he knows Coach Wooden, and then Coach Wooden had reached out to Coach Doug, and then kind of just like started. I went up there for like a shadow day, and then like open gym, and then he kind of just recruited me from there, building a relationship and stuff like that. And then when it came time, I just felt like the relationship we had, like it only made sense for me to go to Bishop O'Connell. So that was like the biggest thing, the relationship me and Coach Wooden had.
Absolutely. So one thing I noticed about you, me doing my research on you, you put a lot of work in, like behind the scenes. I'm talking about. We talked about. Shout out my guy Steve at the game related. We talked about you hitting the hills, or you always in the gym, or every time I see you, you just working on your game constantly. So why is it so important for you to stay locked in, even with all the accolades, everything that you've accomplished in high school, and now you're headed to play Division I basketball? Why is it so important for you to stay locked in, constantly working on your game?
I mean, for me, it's just like a drive to want to get better. Like I know I can improve like in so many different ways. So for me, just like getting in the gym, like I'm just trying to be the best version I can. Like when I get older, the ball stop bouncing. Like I don't want to look back and be like, dang, like if I would have worked harder, I could have done this and done this. Like I want to look back and be like, I mean, I worked as hard as I can. Like I don't got no regrets. Like obviously regret like small stuff, but like I don't want to ever regret like me not working hard enough. And then like I said earlier, like I just love the game. So like even when I'm in the gym, it's not like, dang, I gotta be in the gym. Like it's like I'm having fun. Like like when my guy Ed, we was just shooting. Like that was fun to me. So I feel like I'd rather like instead of going to a party, I'd rather be in the gym shooting. Like that's just kind of like my passion. I feel like I have fun with that. So that's like my biggest thing. Like this is my love for the game, and this like me wanting to max out, like not wanting to have like look back on my career and be like, damn, I wish I could have worked harder. So that's my
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot, and that's my mistake. I said Steve. Shout out my guy Stan at the game
Stan.
related. That's my guy, but Stan, he was talking about it off camera. He said Stan be having us hitting them hills. I mean, yeah, it was be having us hitting them hills. So, yeah, I noticed that a lot. Just paying attention to you, like always, constantly working, and I think that's good to have that work ethic because some people get comfortable and they say I didn't already done this, so you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you might not feel like doing it.
Yeah.
But I always see you putting that work in. Even right now before the interview, he literally just finished a workout session. So you see, I got to see it firsthand for myself. Where does that work ethic come from? Do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder or something to prove?
Yeah, for me, I think so. Like for me, I use anything for motivation. So like even like with my recruitment process, like some schools telling me, they want me to come in there and be a backup. Like that's motivation for me. Like obviously it may not be a bad thing. They probably telling like a lot of kids the same thing. But I mean for me, I'm gonna use it as motivation, like as, oh, you don't think I come in there and start? All right, cool. I'm gonna show you why, like, I can. So definitely still have a chip on my shoulder. And the motivation just comes from, like I said, just me wanting to be the best version of myself. That's like always something I wanted to do. Like I was raised like whatever you do, like give it your all.
Yeah.
So when I found out like this basketball stuff is like what I want to do, like I'm gonna give it my all. And then, like I said, I just have fun with it. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, are there any coaches in particular or trainers you want to give a shout out to who really you feel like have pushed you and elevated your game?
yeah, for sure. My circle, Coach Doug, Coach Derek Wood, Coach Brian Inns, Julian Warren. Ed, you just seen us working out. Definitely all those guys. And in the weight room, Coach Tyson really helped me. Coach Jelks pushed me. All those type guys. Definitely some more, but those kind of guys I be in the gym with like the most. So they definitely push me to be the best version of myself. It's not always pretty. So they.
Yeah.
My dad, obviously, my mom. But yeah, sometimes those talks aren't pretty, but it's working so far. So gotta keep going.
Yeah. What type of if you had to say what type of coaching style do you prefer? Like, if you feel like fits better for you?
I would say like a coach that's just gonna push you.
Yeah.
Like Coach Woolen, like he gonna coach you hard. Like sometimes it's not. I mean, it's not easy. Like sometimes like he on me, but I feel like it definitely prepared me for college. Like just like being coached by him, being coached by Coach Doug. So definitely like just a coach, like whether it's a chill coach, a laid back coach, like a yelling coach. Like I just want a coach that's going like wants the best for me and is gonna push me. Even if that means yelling at me, screaming at me, like he gonna push me to be the best version of myself.
Absolutely. So a lot of your recognition took off on the AAU circuit. We talked about Washington Warriors, 3SB. How important was AAU in your development?
Huge, honestly. Like I said, Coach Doug, I feel like instilled that confidence in me. Trusting me as a 15-year-old to go play 16s, and then 16 to play 17s, and then finally my 17th year play 17s. He put the ball in my hands from day one. Let me do me. So I feel like that was huge. Like just me being able to play through mistakes. All that type stuff. Obviously we had some success like winning and stuff, but I feel like that played a huge role. Like just me going out there, being probably the smallest guy on the court a lot of the time, playing up. Just me being out there with the ball in my hands, just hooping. I think that played a huge role.
Was it an adjustment playing up at first, or was it like did it feel like kind of simple to you?
I think 15, like me playing 16s my first year, it was kind of simple, but then that 16s to 17s jump was definitely an adjustment. Like just like stronger kids, more physical, all that type of stuff was definitely an adjustment. But I think it all helped, it all played its own role.
Absolutely. So AAU has been a talk a lot lately just about, people have opinions on it. Does it really help? Is it worth the money that has to be put into it? Things like that. So the question I got for you is, for younger players, how important do you feel it is to find the right AAU program? Not just for recognition, but just also for development.
I think it's huge. For me, I got lucky because we were actually an independent team with Coach Doug, Prospect U, and then they like joined with the Warriors, who are actually on the circuit, and then Coach Doug took over like the 16s team, like I said, and then eventually took over 17s. But I mean, Coach Doug is all about development. Like I said, he put the ball in my hands. I feel like development is huge. I feel like 15s and 16s matters, but 17s is really the one that matters. So like everything leading up to it, like I feel like exposure is cool, but it's all about like development, getting ready. I feel like your junior and senior year are the most important years. So like freshman year, if I had like say Coach Doug wasn't on the circuit, I mean I still would have been with him, off the circuit, because I feel like it was the best situation for me development wise, like just to go in there and have the ball in my hands. So I think development is very important.
Yeah, do you feel like would you say the AAU was kind of like the staple for you to kind of get your name out there and then kind of platoons you to where we at today?
Yeah, I think so for sure. Like I feel like AAU helped me, kind of like build my name up, and then obviously carry it over into high school and just continue to, build it. But I feel like AAU is definitely the staple.
Absolutely. So I told you when we walked in, I said, man, something that stood out about your game. I really like your game. I feel like it'll transition to the next level. You play with a lot of pace, though. Like in a fast-paced era, your game kind of remind me of like point guards I grew up on, like Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, those kind of point guards. So how do you stay true to your style in a fast-paced kind of era? Like now we living in an era to where you have the Steph Curry,
Yeah.
you got God, the point guard is now like you got Kyrie. The point guard is kind of cross playing as like point guard and shooting guard. How do you stay in the lane that you are in the era that we in?
I think just like the guys I work with, like, they always, tell me keep like play with pace. I feel like Coach Doug instilled that in me like at a young age, like just slow down. Because I feel like when you slow down, like the game it's kind of like simple. Like if you're moving slow, like you see cutters, you see all that type of stuff. Like I don't ever want to move too fast, and I feel like that's kind of like what you say, like kind of separates me, like just like playing slow, stuff like that. And I feel like it just really helps my game. Like I feel like it helps me see like plays ahead. Like when I'm playing slow, I'm like, all right, I see this guy over, help him. I'm gonna hit the roll, or he tagging the roll. I'm gonna hit the corner to skip pass. So I think it's really like how I work out. Like I try to work out with the same pace that I play with in the game. So I feel like just like the way I work out, it just translates to the game.
So would you say you pass first?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
at any time I can go get a bucket if I
Yeah.
have to.
Nah,
Like we
definitely.
said, the 38 versus
Yeah.
Gonzaga, so that's kind of example of that right there. So talk about being selected as a McDonald's All-American. What did that mean to you?
Man, it was a dream come true. I can't lie. Like me just growing up, I always want to be one. So when I heard it, I was a little shocked at first. It didn't feel real, but I couldn't thank God enough, because I feel like without Him, I wouldn't be in any of these positions I'm in now. Thank my parents, thank everyone who's helped me. But then also gave me, like I said, more motivation to just keep working. Like I know I'm on the right path, but I know like it's also like very far away. Just gotta keep working. So I think those are the two biggest things, like dream come true, but also like more motivation to keep working.
Yeah, we talk about guys like Kevin Durant, Michael Beasley, Kevin Garnett, some of the greatest players that we've ever seen played in that game, and what I'm saying, they all ultimately got to where they wanted to be. So
Yo,
that's a hell of an achievement right there.
appreciate you.
So we got to talk about it. you know, when you got success, criticism gonna come along with that. And sometimes you try to ignore it, but you hear it. You know,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
all on social media, everything. So how did the criticism surrounding your selection to the game affect you, if it did at all?
Honestly, I didn't. Like, obviously, I seen it, but like, I mean, I was just like, one thing I heard when I was younger was like, if you don't like, if people aren't like criticizing you or hating on you, like you're not doing stuff right. So I think, you know, I was like, my dad always told me like, hate and you know all that type of stuff comes with success.
Absolutely.
So you know, I just in one ear out the other. Like obviously I heard it, but like I never really like let it affect me because I was like, everyone saying stuff, don't see the work I put in behind the scenes, don't see like none of the stuff I do. And most of the time like haven't done like what I've done. So obviously I'm very humble, so I never respond to any of it, like never let it affect me or none. But like in my mom, just like, you know, they don't see the work I put in behind the scenes, so why would I let them affect me? And I feel like it's never about like proving them wrong. It's just more about me proving myself right. And it's just
Absolutely.
like a battle with myself. I feel like it's never about like anyone else.
Yeah, for me, and I got this like me going into big brother mode because I got, you know, little brothers. I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. For me, I wanted the whole DMV to
Yeah.
make it. You, Ant, Smitty, Ace. I mean, Alexander Moody, everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the only thing with me that I just didn't like that they was trying to take away from your moment.
Yeah.
Like, you
Nah.
know, people gotta let people enjoy your moment. Whatever opinion you have, that's cool. But just you gotta let people have their moment. So that was my thoughts on it. But I had to ask you about it because you know I think I heard you talk about it a few times, but not really, you know, too much. So I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure I asked about it. What would you say is your why? What keeps you going every day?
Um, I would just say like me knowing like if I do what I'm supposed to, I can, you know, take care of my family, my brothers for the rest of my life. You know, like I see my mom, my dad like work so hard just to make sure me and my family, my siblings like live a great life. So I know like if I continue down this path, like I keep doing what I'm supposed to, keep getting better every day, like I can really take care of my family and change, you know, our family's like generation, you know, make generational wealth. You know, take care of them for the rest of my life, and like never let them have to work another day of their life. I think that's the biggest thing. And then just like the love for the game, I think that keeps me going as well. Like just me having fun with this whole thing definitely keeps me going.
Absolutely, man. And yeah, like I said, man, I heard you say that before, and that's something that you real big on. You always talk about taking care of your family and you know generational wealth, looking ahead, and I think that's dope. So what I want you to do is I want you to give me your DMV class of 2026 a starting five. Let's say you the coach, so you can't add yourself. You on the
But
sideline. If you had to pick five guys from the class of 2026 and put them in the starting five. So point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Who would be your guys?
ooh, so I'm going Ant, Smitty, Prince, Bugs, and center. Trying to think. Probably I'm trying to think. Probably Favor from Mount Zion.
Okay.
Big 7-footer.
Okay.
But I definitely like it's hard to pick five, I ain't gonna lie. I definitely
Yeah.
have Ace on the bench.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Like
I can
I
give you
want to
some
put
pins-
Ace in there, but not like it's just hard.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say Ace in there for sure. Shout out my guy Justin Edwards. Justin Edwards in there. But there's a lot of talent in the DMV. Like one thing I actually was talking to my dad about this. Like I feel like just being at McDonald's, I feel like if the DMV put together a team of the best players, I feel like we competed, if not beaten, you know, the McDonald's team. That's just like my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was telling them the class of 2026, this class, it was like, I'm talking about stock. If you did any type of content, this was the time to be because that class was stock. Like I said, the list goes on and on and on. So I love all y'all game, man, and all y'all got some real bright futures. And also, too, I watched your interview. I like that you said Coach Carter was your joint for the basketball
Yes, sir.
movies because that's
yeah.
basketball movies. That's my joint
Yeah,
too.
Coach Carter.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I just want to tell you, bro, that I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity. It mean a lot to me. You got a fan in me, bro. I'm definitely going to be watching your career and, you know, see how things work out for you. And hopefully sometime in the future we can run this thing back and
Yes, sir.
we in the NBA locker room somewhere or something.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know what I need from y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, like and share the content when it drops, man. Make sure y'all give Darius Bivins a follow. Follow his career, his journey. And, man, I see y'all next time.